Dear Mr. Wells, one very ordinary day in March 1946, something happened which made it not an ordinary day at all. A group of men formed a little parade of themselves. Tall, strong, determined men they were, yet men in whose eyes could be detected fear. And so, most truthfully, they could be called brave men also. Uniforms bearing the label USA and a little discharge button were the predominant costumes. The others were suits, unmatched trousers and coats and sweaters, but that doesn't matter. Two abreast, they came along through the streets, often calling out to others to join them, and when such efforts were crowned with success and their numbers were swelled, their rigid faces would relax for a moment and their step become lighter. They might even be able to swallow past the tightness in their throats. On they went. People stopped and stared. Groups clustered together. There were expressions of horror, and the view with alarmists began to view most energetically. Likewise, may I most thankfully say, there were those, though apparently much too few in number, whose hearts were filled with pride and whose eyes were filled with tears as they watched that march that exacted a courage equal to that of the valiant 600. Equal, did I say? I beg your pardon. 1,000 pardons, my brave marchers. You knew the reason why, but you did not know what might be the aftermath of that march. Lynchings, jail, mob terror, all were exceedingly possible, yet on they went. Their pilgrimage ended at a huge building over whose entrance is inscribed a touching sentiment having to do with justice to one and all. Police officers appeared and arrested some of these marchers. The charge was using the uniform for political purposes, the uniform being of the USA, the home of the brave. It's supposed to be used only to depart this life. Nevertheless, the others made their way to the office of the registrar. The spokesman inquired if they might register as duly qualified voters of the state of Alabama, USA, the land of the free and the home of the brave. They were duly informed that the office was closing. They'd have to return the following day. And so with depleted ranks and a sense of anticlimax, they did return. And yesterday, a radio announcer informed any who might be listening that for the first time in 70 years, the Democratic primaries of the state of Alabama, USA, the land of the free, etc., was open to Negro citizens of the aforementioned USA. Hail to you, O marchers. To the lady who wrote this letter, which I appreciate having been able to read to you, may I say just this, madam, I respect your desire for anonymity. By the way, she writes me this as a postscript. Note to Mr. Wells, please do not reveal my name in connection with this writing, as I do not wish to lose a friend. May I respect your desire for anonymity, madam, but may I also regret it. Secrecy, I think, is a matter for the ballot box, but not for convictions as wholesome as yours.